Hello students, this is the part 5 of revision of Python programming done in class 11 computer science. So in this we will see lists, what are lists and what are the list functions. As in our previous lesson we have seen string is immutable and strings functions. So in this we will see how lists are mutable and what is list. If I want to create a list, then list can be created by saying L equals to, you can use another name also in place of L, but you should use big brackets 10, 20, 30. Here I have created a list L. You can check its type by saying type type L. So L becomes a list. This was a simple example of creating a list. So further, if we want to check whether lists are mutable or not, then we can check it by changing the elements inside the lists. First of all, if we want to access the individual elements of the list, then we can use the index with the list name. For example, if I write L of 0, it will print 10. If I write L of 1, it will print 20, and in the same way rest elements can be accessed from the list. Further, if I want to change the first element to its new value, for example 34, then I will say L of 0 equal to 34 and it is changed. You can see it by checking L. See, your first element was 10 earlier, but now it becomes changed to 34. So in this way you can change the elements inside the lists. Next is, can we change the size of a list? Yes, we can change the size of a list. We can do so with the use of a append function. If I want to write L.append with some value, then it means 35 will be added at the end of the list. Means 35 will become the last element in your list now. So one element has been increased at the last position, that is 35. Hence we can say lists are mutable. Next is list slicing. List slicing is same as that of string slicing. We can access single or multiple elements inside a list with the use of list slicing. For example, if I want to access if I want to access first two elements of the string of the list, then we can say 0:2. It will print the elements that are on the index 0 and 1. Okay, our 0th index element was 34 and first index element was 20. In the same way we can use 0:4:2. So in this, what will happen? 0:2. Colon 4, if 4 will not be accessible because 4 is the position, so only up to third index you can access the list element in this case. So it is giving 34 for 0th and 34 second index. So this was list slicing. Next are given few list functions. First function is length function. For length function, use of length function, you should write len in small bracket any list name. This will give the total number of elements present in the given list. Next function is max, and max function will find the maximum value from the given list, and that is 35 in our case. Next function is min. It will generate minimum value inside the given list, that is 20 in our case. Next function is list. So list function is used to create a list itself. You can use list by saying this. It becomes a empty list. You can check it by saying type T. Even you can use to create a list by saying 10, 20, 30, 40. Now T becomes a list also. Okay, in case you should give add list in tuple form, you can give multiple values in tuple form, or in sequence you can give. So T becomes a list. Now you can check by type T. Next function is sum function. This is used to sum all the elements of the given list. See, if your list is T, then you can say sum T. It is giving sum of 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40, that is equal to 100. Next function is append. This function we have already used to check whether the lists are mutable. We have increased one item at the end of the list. For example, if RT is this, then I can use T dot append, and I can add one more element at the end of the list by saying this. This is the append function. Append means add at the end. Next function is index function. With this function we can check the index of any specific element in the given list. For example, if I ask to check the index of 30, then it is giving 2. If our list contains multiple times same value, then it will give the index of its first occurrence. See, it is giving the index of 0th element in case of 10. Next function is sort function. We can sort our list with this. Our next function is sort. So for checking the sort function, I have created a list T, such as if I want to use sort, then I will write T dot sort. Now T becomes sorted in ascending order. If you want to sort the given list in descending order, then you should use T dot sort in bracket reverse equals to true. See, now the list has been sorted in descending order. Next function is remove function. If you want to remove any item from the list, then you can use it. For example, if I want to remove 40 from the list, then I will write T dot remove 40 here. So now your list changed with 40 is not present in it. Next function is reverse function. This function reverses the items of the list. If I use T dot reverse here, then all the items have been reversed in the list. Next function is extend function. If you want to add one list into another list, then you can use extend function. For example, I have taken two lists here. One is T and another is S. Then I can use T dot extend in S. We have used the small s here, that's why it is giving error. So if you check T, in T, elements of S has been added. Our next topic is tuples. Tuples are immutable in nature. If I want to create a tuple T, I can create it by saying in small brackets 10, 20, 30. So if you want to check its type, it is giving tuple type. So if I want to access its individual element, we can just access them as we have used in string and lists by saying T of index. For example, T of 0 is saying 10, T of 1 will be displaying 20, and in the same way we can access various elements of the tuple. But if we talk about the immutability of the tuple, then I can check it by saying T of 0, I want to change the value of zeroth index element to its new value, that is 30, but it is giving tuple object does not support item assignment, means we cannot change the elements inside a tuple. For doing so, you need to override the tuple with the new one values. So our next thing is iterating through a tuple. Iterating means accessing all the elements of a tuple, or you can say traversing over a tuple. This can be done with the help of any loop over a tuple. For this, I have created a little code here. I have taken a tuple t and used a loop, for loop over t, and doing the printing of I. As you know, for loop is an intelligent loop. It automatically takes the next value from the given sequence. So what will happen here? I will be having different values at different iteration. First time it will have value 10, second time it will have 20, and third time it will have 30. So and so on, one by one it will print value of I, means value of each element of tuple will be printed here. If you want to check the output, you can say it by F5 and see it is the output producing, this program producing the output 10, 20, 30. You can use this code over a list also if you want to apply. So next topic is tuple slicing. Tuple slicing is same as that was string slicing and list slicing. In the same way we can use tuple slicing also. If I take t here with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, then I can access its elements by saying slicing also. It means here this command is doing, it is printing 0th index element, 1 index element, and 2 index element. In the same way we can access the various elements 0, 4, 2. This 2 is increase in the step. So it is printing value of 0th index and the value of second index, that is 30. Our next topic is dictionary. As you all know, dictionary is a data structure which contains data in the pair of key and value. So if I want to create a dictionary D, dictionary can be created with the use of curly brackets. It should be in the pair of key and value. This is our key, and then by writing colon you should give its value. You can write any value for it that you are required. Next I have written next key and its next value. So in the same way we can create various dictionaries. If you want to check the type of D, you can check by saying type D. Our next topic is iterating through a dictionary. Means we should use iteration over a dictionary, means we can use loop over a dictionary. For doing this I have made a code here. Here I have created a dictionary D here, and on that dictionary I have used a for loop. So if I run this code, it will generate these values. How it is possible? I is taking every time a different key from the dictionary. First time it is taking A, second time it is taking B, and then printing A, and then you are accessing the value of key A by saying D of A. You can check it here also. If you say D is this, then you can access the values inside a dictionary by saying D of its key, and if you write D of its another key, then it will print its value also. So that's why we have used iterating over dictionary. We can update the dictionary elements by increasing or decreasing the dictionaries. For example, if I want to increase one more key with its value, then I can write it by saying D of new key name and another its value, new value here. We can check it by saying D. See, here one key has been increased. So we can add on more dictionary keys in any dictionary. So dictionaries are mutable in nature, we can say. Next function is length function. We can use length function by saying len over a dictionary. This is giving 3. 3 means total number of keys inside the dictionary. Next function is type, that we have already used. It is giving its data type. Next is dig dot clear. If I use d dot clear here, then it will happen. Your dictionary becomes empty now. Next is dict dot items. So if I have created again a dictionary, then I can use d dot items over it by asking it. We are asking what are the items inside the dictionary. So it is giving a pair of key and value. The next function is dict dot keys. By this function we can access the keys inside the dictionary. We can see the keys inside the dictionary. So if I write here, it will give its keys only. Last function is dict dot values. We can access the values inside the dictionary. For values, I am writing here d dot values. So it is giving its values only. So this was the end of revision of Python programming that you have done in class 11 computer science. This was